What's up, troopers? We're here for another episode of Notorious Scoundrels. That's Mike Barry over there. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I was doing pretty well until, Anyway, Brian Baer is here.
I'll deal with it tomorrow at noon. Don't worry about it.
How's it going?
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
What have you been up to, man?
Not much. Had some fun at Windy City in Chicago last weekend, or 2 weekends ago. It was great.
Yeah. What did you think of the winners list?
Oh, I thought it was great.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so original.
You know, the worst part about that is that so Tristan and I played round 4.
Yeah.
And I just played really stupid on Sunday. I lost both my games. I was 3-0 on Saturday and lost both my games on Sunday. And Tristan got sweet revenge on me from Worlds last year. And to pay him back, I made sure that I not purposely, but I lost round 5, which actually pole vaulted Kyle into the championship because my SOS tanked. And Tristan's like, "What's wrong with you, Brian? Why did you lose?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, man."
You're saying you did not do that on purpose. Like,
sabotage
somebody who beat you.
Purpose.
Right. Okay.
After I lost John, I've lost round 5 to John Superboot in Ohio, and he played great, and I played stupid, and it was awesome. And I just leaned over to Kyle and was like, "Well, if you win, it's because I lost here."
And Kyle's like, "Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't played in a
I
year."
did it for you, Kyle. No, well, John just outplayed me.
Hey, even Brian Baer can get outplayed, but we have you here despite the fact that you're sinking on the Rebel leaderboard. I feel like I should mention that.
Wow.
Evan's
really feeling like he's on top of the world here now. He's like, "I'm the best CIS player ever, man. Your rating's dropping, yo."
Listen, I'm just trying to be objective, and I wanted to point out the fact that we are here with per Longshanks, which is irrefutable, as we went into last time by showing Kyle, aka the winner of Windy City's rating as being 150. Anyway, this website
it was
is
200 something before the.
Yeah, it went down. Again, irrefutable that we're merely here with the 4th Republic player. And the 3rd Rebel player per the leaderboards. But don't worry, the top CIS player's here to boo you guys.
Look down on us from your cloud and spit on us.
634, you say? I can barely see from my height of 693.
This guy.
Listen, again, I'm only saying this because these numbers are silly, and I've been trying to point that out. But anyway, here we are. We're going to talk about Rebel tier lists with Mr. Baer. But I did want to get a little bit back into what you were just talking about, the Windy City Open. You played with a list that was out of the ordinary for Rebels. What do I mean by that, Brian?
Well, Rebels don't really like 9 acts.
Not usually.
They don't like acts that are lower than 12. and we went with 9.
What was your inspiration for this?
I just
drunk with power or arrogance, both,
all of the above. I wanted to play Luke, and I love running Luke with 2 buses that when they can aim him up, and he has tenacity and he just kills everything. It just feels great. And then Trent convinced me that I should try playing Op Luke and Bad Batch together, and playing Op Luke and Bad Batch together is a blast. It's really hard to get to 12.
Turns out when you have multiple 160 plus point units.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Two
like
fully
Op Luke
loaded
and Bad
buses.
Batch you can do, but
Yeah.
when you add in Op Luke, Bad Batch, and Cassian,
Yeah.
Welcome to
hard.
Republic.
Tough times when you have to, when units are so good that you quote unquote have to pay 120 points or whatever for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I wanted to maximize Cassian and see if I could get like Luke's serve on him and things like that, and it was great. I mean, it did really, really well day one. It is with 9 with 9 acts though, like that is if you're playing lower acts rebels in particular, like lower act guard, you can get away with a couple of mistakes, but lower act rebels, like if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, then against a good player, you just lose. And so you have to play flawlessly with a list like that in order to really take it to the top tier. And man, is it fun! But
I'm sure
it needs practice.
The part that I would consider not fun about this is your order control situation.
It's not awful.
Is really? It's not? Because
I mean, you got to remember,
you have HQs on both the buses. You're right.
He's also only playing 9 acts instead of 12 to 14, right?
That's
so
fair.
There's like 3-4 less order tokens floating around in that bag.
I guess like Luke's always going to have an order, and then if your buses are HQ'd up, then your bag is 4 core, Bad Batch, and Rebel Officer.
With improvised,
not accounting for any other face-ups that you get from Luke,
right?
So
and you have improvised orders, so
and you have improvised orders. Okay, yeah, that's not so bad. And then like if any of the core orders are Cassian, then that can be pretty good.
Yeah.
So you did well on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You did slightly less well on Sunday. What was the trouble that you ran into?
Oh, I ran into Tristan.
Yeah.
And Tristan had a sweet list. 13 acts. He had Commander Luke. He had Jin. He had several sleepers, and he had Cassian, Super Fleet.
Wow, he had that too. Crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? He had the range 4 blaster rifle guns on his agent and his officer, or are they both officers? I can't remember.
It looks like one agent and one officer, and they both had the repeating blaster. Yeah.
Yeah, and those things did work. His attack dice were fantastic. And honestly, all of the SX troopers, he has a bunch of SX rebel troopers, and they're just little baby troopers that you're like, oh, it's just an SX, and they'll be like, oh, well, that's 7 hits and 2 crits.
And then they murder you,
or 2 of them are crits, and you're just like, whoa, why do you have a pool like that? What's happening?
Man, I'm just remembering now that that repeating blaster is a 6 dice attack with long shot.
Yeah.
And it has critical 1, and he starts to hit anyway. But
yeah,
man, it's sort of funny when you think about it that I guess all of the customizables had 6 dice weapons that you could put on them, because the Empire one has the baton. That's a 6 dice melee attack, and then the electro staff on the super attack, and yet out of all of those, it feels like the double bladed lightsaber is in some ways like the least exciting out of them.
Yeah, yeah. We
not to harp on that old chestnut again.
We're not talking about Republic today. We don't talk about garbage units here.
You're right. We played Intercept, and what I needed to do, I realized this after like round 3, after Tristan had killed like half my army. But I realized like I just needed to punt round 2 and just let him win the points round 2, and then engage. I tried to I was like, well, I've got a lot of heals on my buses, and I think I can put Luke in a safe spot, to where he's going to take a couple shots, but not a ton. And I was wrong. He could see around the rock that Luke was in. And so Luke died round 2, and things just went real bad real fast. I hadn't been beat that bad in a long time. It felt really good. It's like I needed this so bad. I thought Tristan at round 4, I really thought he was going to table me. It was that bad.
And it was marked targets, so that just like as injury to injury.
It was horrific.
Your guys are dying and his are not.
Yeah, I continued to play because that's what I do, but could have been conceded after round 2, and we would have had almost the same result.
It's 715 to 325, and then 10 to 5
and the
VPs.
715 it's a little bit of a farce because Cassian, I think my Cassian survived. Did my Cassian survive? Yeah, my Cassian survived on like 1 HP. Like, it was just the Cassian model, and I just had the Hunter model left. And so, like, it was something like that. Like, so it was.
So it was like close to a wiping, honestly.
It was absolutely close to a table. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was. He handled me. It was bad. So
The handling continued in round 5.
What was? Oh yeah.
You ran up against an old WTC teammate of mine, Mr. Superboot.
Yeah. So I did this.
Actually, both of them were my WTC teammates last year, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I must have taught him something, you know. It was
that
all
was
me.
all you. Yes. Yeah. No. We made some pretty significant mistakes on both those days, or on both those games. But round 3 of day 1 was pretty sweet. I had to play against
who did you play then?
Well, I was losing 4-10 in round 5.
Oh wait, were you on one stream game? I don't remember.
I was not on any stream.
No,
games.
yeah, man, you weren't on any streams, and then Kyle wasn't on any streams. Like,
This was streamed?
Well, it was at least recorded. I think it was.
It was recorded. They had like a camera over the top and let it roll.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think they had both players mic'd up too, so you could follow it.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of those. I was looking for a Kyle game because I wanted to just like get on the chat and chastise him for, you know, doing something that I would consider to be wrong. Obviously, there wouldn't be that much I'd be able to say since he was 5-0. But I wanted the opportunity, you know, and it was robbed because he wasn't on any of the recorded ones. But I'm looking at Super Boots list. It's a remnant.
Yeah, so it was a remnant list. We played Outflank, and I was respecting I was really worried about the Moff Gideon Yeet, where he just takes a Dark Trooper, because he did both 2 Dark Troopers and like his Death Troopers for his Vanguard, and I was like, dang. Yeah, we're just ignoring that spot. I'll just kill everything else. And we didn't play well enough to do that.
Yeah. So what did John beat you by?
So so I'll tell you what happened is things took a turn when on round 2 I had a served Cassian. Cassian went up and popped a big shot into some shore troopers and messed them up. And then Luke did some bursting and wiped out a stormtrooper unit, and then pulled in another stormtrooper unit, I think. But I could have pulled in, like, it was really bad, guys. It was just really bad play. I could have pulled in Moff Gideon, who had already activated and kept Luke safe, but I pulled in an unactivated unit, and he just was like, okay, I'll just walk away.
Thanks,
Luke.
Couldn't hear better press for our new Force Push TFT Mini that may or may not be out by the time that this happens.
Yeah, actually, it probably will have been out by a day, for a day, I should say, by the time this comes out. So
yeah, it was painful to make little, like, very beginner mistakes like that. I remember I was playing Bobby Joe on TTS a few months ago, and I was telling him, I was like, man, I'm out of practice with Luke. I used to pride myself on being like a top Luke player, and he's like, sus.
I believe he said that.
I totally believe he said that.
It was so perfect.
I really miss Bobby Joe being around here. I was actually just going to ask, should we just like find somebody different to go over the Rebel tier list? Like,
maybe
somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Someone a little bit better at this game, maybe.
Unfortunately, we don't have the time. But yeah, thank you for sharing your Windy City adventures. But gentlemen, we're going to get right into it because we have a lot of units to talk about, and we have 3 people. which means that we're going to try to keep it relatively on topic, which is going to be my fault if we don't do that. We're going to see how we do. I am just going to share a screen here. This time we have a nice, clean, ad-free, sorry about that last time, view of our little tier maker. And as I have been doing, I just cannibalized some work that other people had done and then added my own stuff to it to make sure that it was actually up to date.
Okay.
So we should be good. I even looked at the list of product releases. Because the last one on here was Rebel Boba Fett, so I just had to sort of like do everything that came after that, which was basically the Ewoks and then onward. So hopefully we don't figure out that I am actually forgetting about something halfway through, like the way I forgot about ARF Troopers completely until we were almost done with the guard tier.
I mean, as far as like forgetting a unit, that's not the worst.
Yeah. The F stands for forgettable. Ouch. Okay, so speaking of F, I have no idea what the order of these was, but I'm just going to go in the order that we have here. Just to remind people, S, A, B, C, D, and then the last is Riot Control Squad, of course. And once again, we are judging everything in the context of its own faction. We are not comparing not even the Kashyyyk defenders are getting compared against the Kashyyyk defenders in Republic, as if it's going to make any difference where they go. I might actually just go ahead and just do that right here.
Now.
Anyway, we can talk about them later.
You can put it back. Put it back.
Fine. I just don't want to talk about them. But all right, we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's start with a unit that is very near and dear to your heart, Brian. I want you to tell us, where are we putting the 1.4 whatever? I don't know what the 1.4 like represents. The FD cannon, where are we putting that? The old pizza cannon.
Probably D.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought this was going to be higher out of you, but
no, Brian's been humbled by his recent experience, and he's like a little bit more down to earth, I think.
Yeah.
Is this a new you, Brian? Are you turning over a new leaf?
Maybe.
Welcome.
No, I've tried to make them work. And just having one is decent. I think if you got the right firing lanes,
they're kind of
D for decent,
huh?
It's a D for decent.
D for decent. Yeah, I just think that there's better options out there now that the new what's it called, primary that just dropped with that new deployment zone.
Oh man, now we're just confusing the listeners.
Yeah,
Brian.
let's not even.
Maybe there might be play in the future for it, but right now it's still not great.
Brian is referring to the fact that Battle Card Pack 2 has been put up for pre-order, which does have a picture of a sort of like elongated Tetris block style deployment zones that. And there's 5 POIs on it. That is literally all we know, and so that's the only reason I wasn't going over that in the beginning as like being a news thing. And so now Brian has distracted us from the topic at hand, and this will be remembered when it comes to my decision to invite you into future podcasts. But yeah, like remind me as far as the objectives that are legal right now. How many can the FD contest on, from obviously territory, which is the only place that it can be deployed at all?
So it can do recover the research.
Yep.
It can do breakthrough.
Not amazing on breakthrough.
Do bunker.
It can contest on bunker.
Yeah, bunker.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can eventually get it
and outflank on the home one.
Can it get
on your home zone?
Should be able to. Yeah, outflank is the same. The distance between the home outflank is the same as the distance between. It is on bunker assault.
Okay.
And you can. I mean, you have it on intercept. Did we say intercept already?
Yeah, intercepts sort of
intercept,
counts
you
because
can,
it's
yeah,
not going to score an intercept, right? But it
Right.
does technically contest for against your opponent's scoring.
Yeah, it's like half a score.
Right.
Or something. You know.
But and then so yeah, like even though it's technically true that on 4 out of the 7 legal primaries, or what is it, 5 out of the 7 legal primaries that it can contest, you know, on intercept, it's not really contributing that much. On breakthrough, it's just like sort of a sitting duck. And within moments is going to be just like obliterated by your opponent's like charging army. And they're also going to know where it is, which is like a big thing, obviously, in terms of like the breakthrough strategy. Prepared positions and breakthrough don't mesh very well together, in my opinion.
But particularly prepared positions that literally can't move.
But they can't move, exactly.
Like it's like you're allowing your opponent to just like figure out the math of the game before they'd start deploying their units. Which I mean, that's the thing with prepared positions in general. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Which will come up again. Anything else on FD cannon? I think that D is a perfectly fine place.
No, D is about right. Yeah, maybe a C minus, but for 1, but it's still there's better options out there in my opinion. I'll love the day when we're able to get those to work better.
Yeah, which is probably just a cost thing.
Yeah,
I don't. Is it? I don't think it's a. This is one of the units in the game that I'm not sure you can make this cheap enough that doesn't make it also like Broken Town before it. Like I feel there's like a what level are you willing to take this and have it be reasonable, and is it actually okay to have it at that point's value? Because I feel
would 55 be broken?
I still don't think you take this at 55.
I think at 55 it becomes a spam unit.
At 55, it's still more expensive than an SX.
That's true. Yeah, so maybe at 55 it would go into like your wacko 16, 17 act armies, but maybe still not much more than that. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I do think that this would be one of the top candidates for a unit card change compared to all the other options out there for units that aren't doing all that well. So we will have to see. All right, a unit that is definitely much better than that is the AF5 speeder truck. The base became more expensive and the weapons became cheaper with the most recent change. So it's sort of like guiding people away from the pure transport / body blocker model and a little bit more towards the version that actually has a weapon on it. Where would you put this one, Brian?
I think with the amount of anti-armor out there, it went from like A+ to probably like an A-, maybe B+. So,
what do you think, Mike?
I think I would put it in the B range. I think I would lean B+, just because it not only with the amount of like anti-armor, but like also people are starting to take like super squads and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like starting to become very easy to go up and over
get
the top
over
of
armor 5. Yeah.
And once you've kind of like reached that threshold of like, I've got 5 units in my list that can clear 5 hits pretty easily, the boss starts looking like a lot worse.
It has rebel trooper saves.
Yeah.
And no cover.
I've had to play. So with my 9-act list, it was rough because I had door gunners on those buses, so I want them to be able to battle right away. But I learned after practicing with it that actually the best play for round 1 is to put those buses out really, really safely, like very close to my board edge, and recover their HQ. And then round 2 is when they come out and go onto a POI and start to shoot stuff, because I could not take that early attrition, even with my 3 astromechs. It was so important to get shot as little as possible round 1, and so because you have to play that carefully, I think B tier is probably the right play for him.
I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, the next one we have on here is the ATRT. Mike, let's have you go first this time. Where would you put the Rebel ATRT?
I love the Rebel ATRT generally. I am in the camp that this is probably an A tier unit. I think you have assuming you're taking the laser or the flamer, I think the rotary is pretty garbo. It just in like if you want a lot of dice, take the flamer. If you want like anti-impact long range, take the laser.
The rotary doesn't fill a space that is currently unfilled by anything else.
Yeah, and
the other two do.
I also think that rebels really like to have a line of sight blocker that's on the cheap. You know, a pair of these are very, very good for just like walking up side by side, and like you can have a lot of rebel troopers behind that and not need to worry. So, I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm an A camp on this guy.
Yeah, I think in the middle of the board they're like a C. On the edge of a board they're like an A. Because you can limit the amount of attacks coming into them because they do die, they do fold, but they're cheap enough, and that if you can limit the amount of shots coming into them on a flank, fantastic, really.
Which means that you're either talking about just like a laser cannon and no comms, or if you're going to do a flamer, then you're a big fan of running the flamer with hash comms in order to give it more of a chance of activating before dying.
Yes.
Once it's like up in your opponent's grill, because more so than the Republic ATRT, you know, the Rebel ATRT can just like melt.
It can
be gone.
Die.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's also kind of its role. Like you're using that to allow yourself better positioning for the rest of your army. If it gets a flamer off, then fantastic.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then they're shooting at some 65 point unit that you're like, bummer.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not that huge a deal. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the next one we have is our first of the mercenaries. The most questionable faction affiliation for any mercenary out there is Boba Fett Daimyo. I don't see this guy very much. I'm Brian. I'm hovering between D tier and Riot Control Squad for Boba Fett Daimyo.
Oh no, I would say he's a C minus D. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, C minus. I'm gonna go D for now, but explain to me why he might be higher.
I just think that there's still a lot of value with the standby.
The standby, sure.
And it's not value out of shots because you don't want to be shooting with him. But extra moves in this game is so good. And so throwing them out somewhere where you know that they're going to trigger the standby, and they're not worried about, I don't know. I think there's play for him that we haven't seen explored as much, because there's a lot of great options out there. So I'm not putting him in the Riot Control Squad yet. I think that there's room for it, but it's not great.
Fair enough. I'll put him right ahead of the FD for right now. Mike, did you have anything to add on Boba Fett?
I think I'm leaning more towards Brian's opinion on this. I think making his way in the galaxy is actually it's like a pretty good card.
Remind me, which pip is that?
That's a 2 pip. That's the one where he hits everything in range 1.
It's like the Grievous bomb.
Oh yeah, it's the spin attack. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely it's probably better than Sabine's bombs right now. I think.
Whoa.
It'll definitely do more damage than her bombs will.
Yes, that's mainly what I mean.
And it's just many suppression, right? Because is it a suppressive weapon?
It's not suppressive.
Okay.
But it does get impact for some reason.
It does. It's got impact one.
It's because of the big old gaffy stick.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's
it's also great. 2 reds and a black for everything. And there's the first year I played this card, for some reason I was rolling 2 blacks and a red. Bad mistake.
Literally the same thing you did with the ion cannon attack for whatever tournament that you ended up winning. Anyway.
Yeah, it was at Gen Con. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I have
fine.
a habit of handicapping myself on accident.
Yeah, I can just beat you with one hand tied behind my back. That's how toxic I am. My name is Brian Baer. All right, I'll put him in C tier for you guys. Speaking of C, Cassian Andor, not the good version of Cassian Andor, mind you. We're talking about the unit. Obviously, So this is funny, Brian.
Yeah.
Again, in context of the rebel faction, you probably understand what I mean by that. The Cassian Andor unit, what tier would you put him in?
Oh, this is the unit, not the
unit.
Not
Oh,
the
yeah.
upgrade.
S.
No,
the unit named Cassian
Not the
Andor,
upgrade.
not the
Oh,
unit
oh,
named
oh.
Fleet Troopers.
Yeah. You know, we're putting him in the. I don't. So I don't. I'm not a big fan of Cassian. I'd put him in F tier for sure.
We have our first entrant in our riot control squad.
But the thing is that so right now we're in an armor heavy meta, and so I personally I don't like Commander Cassian, or is he a commander or is he operative?
He is a field commander, sir.
Yeah, he is an operative.
I'm not a fan of the field commander Cassian, because it's just not my style of how I play the game. But I do think that there's people out there that can get a lot of use out of him, especially into these armors, like getting those pierce crit marksman shots. I think there's room for him. It's just not my style.
I think that the theoretical strength of Cassian Andor, the unit, is his 3-pip and how that can potentially give a significant bonus to special forces that are buoying your army. And so in a world where we were still very, very sleeper cell heavy,
yeah,
and if they had something, and if you were putting an upgrade on them that made recovering worthwhile for them, which is honestly not that many things anyway, then I could see it. But it's too bad. As I scroll down, Pathfinders are tier, and so obviously we're not going to be talking about Sir not appearing in this film in this podcast, but Pathfinders were the place where Cassian was helpful back in the day as far as 3-pip goes. It's cool to get double crits, but 2 dice from your 100+ point unit, it's just not enough anymore, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's getting a solid two damage into a wheelbite Grievous feels pretty good. But I don't know. I know that we've had we got some locals on the north side of Indy that really like him, and they get a lot of use out of him. I just don't. I'd rather put those points somewhere else.
Such as the Super Fleet Trooper unit with Cassian Andor in it, which would mean that you can't run Cassian Andor, the actual unit.
I mean, we can all agree that this guy is unplayable while that upgrade exists.
That's what I was getting at the
right?
starting, from the start. And so I'm going to do something else right here. Is I'm going to take this gentleman K2SO, and I'm going to actually put him ahead of Cassian in Riot Control Squad because of the way that this works. That by definition, even though for the points I like K2SO more than the Cassian unit, but you can't have K2SO without Cassian, so I think that he is tethered.
I mean, we haven't even talked about the worst part at this point, and that's that he's now an operative in a slot full,
very competitive.
It is the most. It's probably the most competitive slot in any faction.
In any faction
in the game.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah, I think that's very possible. And it's the opposite of Republic's operative slot in terms of competition.
I do think K2 is still great. I think K2 is probably B. And so if you combine them, we're looking at a combination of a D tier for me, but still.
No, you have to take a Riot Control Squad unit in order to put K2SO out there. That means that K2 is Riot Control Squad via the transitive property. Anything else about K2SO? I guess we should briefly say that Incognito is very good. We were talking about that a second ago.
Yeah.
Especially because you can turn it off at will now, right?
I don't know.
Not
at the
quite
beginning
at
of a
will.
round.
You can decide, I think, at the start of your activation or at the start of a round. I would have to look up.
It's one of those
which
two.
one of those two it is.
I didn't know that.
We got rid of the old situation where it was a weird situation where you had to be trying to actively score something in order to actually get rid of Incognito.
Yeah.
Which was weird, but Yeah, so perhaps there will be a day when Cassian unit is more playable. Like
Well,
after
That
what were
day
you
is
gonna
not
say,
well.
Ben? Yeah, it's not right now.
I do think that there is a question here of if the Cassian upgrade didn't exist, is he still riot control? I don't think the answer to that is
I think he
yes.
would be D tier if
I think so,
that
too.
didn't exist.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
But things are what they are. Speaking of the operative slot, we have Chewbacca. And Brian, I have no idea where to put this guy, so you tell me.
Well, Chewbacca stocks went up when there's a Cassian unit that you can Guardian.
Fair.
So, we had one of our local guys, Ethan, went 4-1 at Windy City with Chewbacca to keep his Cassian fleet unit healthy, and it was effective.
It seems like overkill to me.
So I'm with Mike, and I had a conversation with Izzy because we rode down to Portland together a month ago about this exact thing, about what is the value of being able to slurp off 9 health from your other units, and anybody who played X-Wing back in the day will remember Biggs Darklighter, where true to form, it was very thematic that the thing that Biggs did was that he absorbed damage on nearby X-Wings, basically. And that was actually like game-breakingly good at the time. In Legion, it's never been as nearly as good as it ever was in X-Wing, but like there's obviously still something to the fact that you are taking damage that usually would have taken attack dice away from other units, and you're putting it on a unit where it has 9 health that in fact gets a little bit more effective as it gets hurt because you lose the courage and you get charge. But once you get past that threshold of 9 health, you've spent 90 points on something that often like gets to do 1 attack per game,
If
and then
you're
it's
lucky.
like dead, if that. And so I've always had trouble categorizing the value, but you think that with Cassian fleets that the value is back, Brian?
He made it effective, right?
Sure.
Ethan did a great job with it. Personally, I love seeing a Chewbacca across the table because I'm like, oh, sweet, 90 points.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. It's kind of like you get to kill one of your opponent's units for free, and I feel like, it Guardian 3 just doesn't like Guardian 3 on a unit that doesn't have a chance at mitigating the damage that it's taking, right? Like I think there's a big difference between Kenobi and Chewbacca, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's just
It's because it's auto wounds on Chewbacca, and so you're weighing it like, is this really helpful? Is it like, and
I think
I'm with
he
you.
would be fine if he had reliable like the Republic one does. I really think so. Reliable
Maybe.
too.
I mean, like at best, you're washing out the wounds. You're literally just moving wounds around with this guy, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
which can be effective. I mean, that Cassian unit's bonkers. Like if you can keep that Cassian unit alive and make it attack, 3 or 4 times a game, then it might be worth it. I just personally would rather put those points elsewhere. So I'd put him down at D personally.
I'm in D too. I'm in the like. I would rather just have another threat.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of threats, we have yet another operative. Din Djarin is not going to go into D tier.
No, he's A.
Yeah.
Maybe S right now, actually.
That's an interesting conversation. What do you think about that, Mike?
I'd like to ask the question: is this the best operative in Rebels?
Yeah.
And I think the answer might be yes.
Yes, I think that is correct.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
And I think that if we're talking about the most contested slot and the most contested faction, and this guy's at the top, like he's got to go in S. Like
It's a good argument.
He's really good. I think Grogu is very playable now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much that changed into 2.6.
Yeah, I still think hand thing is like you kind of like leave it homeable, but
Well, he's no longer like a bounty. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. I've seen hand thing be really effective. There's a couple like I've played against a couple of people that played hand thing pretty early on when like around 1 shots to keep their guys healthy and safe, and that That is great because it's. I mean, you're only playing 5 rounds, so it's kind of like a free card. You don't really care if you use it.
It's not bad. The Rebel 2 pips just tend to be pretty good.
Yeah, they do. They do. But the thing is, like, I took Grogu all the time, even before, because if you add up Din's like average like life, how much one of his lives is worth, it's so worth 17 points. Like,
Yeah.
The difference
so
between
good.
5 and 6 health plus the ability to sometimes be more because Grogu's healing it off.
Yeah,
is really strong. Yeah.
it's fantastic.
I can think of multiple games where Din lasted an entire round more because Grogu existed, and it meant, like, another mostly dead unit on my end once he got done with it. So
Turns
I think
out
S tier makes total sense.
6 health plus Mando's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty good. Plus maybe healing.
Yeah.
All right, and then so next we have Fleet Troopers. Boy, you talk about compared to what, a year and a half ago, to this exact moment where things changed in like twice, for 2 different reasons. Like, first they got charged, obviously a big upgrade, and then now they have Mr. Cassian Andor as an option. Does Cassian as an option, plus the fact that they were pretty good anyway, does that actually kick the lowly fleet trooper into S tier, in your opinion, Brian Baer?
No, I think
You can only take one of them for Cassian. I mean,
so I think are we rating it with Cassian?
well, so like it's talking about the
think that
unit
there
in
should be
general. You consider all of the
categories.
upgrade options as a part of it, right? So like,
Right.
you want to split this up, Mikey?
I do too. I think if we decided to split Republic Corps into charging and non-charging Corps, we probably should.
That's
I mean,
fair.
I guess Fleet Troopers charge naturally, but
Yeah.
I do think that like Cassian and non-Cassian Corps is like a fair. I don't know.
It's only one unit.
So Cassian with fleets is definitely S tier. I think fleets by themselves are A.
I agree. I think it's enough that we can put them in S tier.
Sure,
Because
maybe at the bottom of it.
Because every Rebel list until the day that Cassian gets nerfed is going to have a Fleet Trooper with Cassian in it. It's just, Brian, how do you feel about this statement? If you're playing Rebels and not playing Cassian in fleets, you did something wrong.
I would say you're trying to make a statement for sure.
Or you're playing Braintree.
Or you're
is the
playing
end of that
Cassian
sentence.
and Rebel Troopers or something. I don't know. Like
Cassian Rebel Troopers can work. I mean, I've seen it work. It's just it plays very differently than Cassian fleets.
That's a better secret mission unit, technically, but it's a worse combat unit.
Yeah. It's a much worse combat unit. But I mean, Matt Evans, one of our locals, likes to run Cassian in a Rebel Trooper unit, and he does a great job with it. I just think personally, why would I do that when I get to run it with fleets?
But I'm 100% on board with you. I don't know what they should do about this. I don't want them to like make the unit that exists not good by nerfing it.
Just make it 15 more points.
15's high.
15's a lot, man.
That's why.
Just make it 10 more points.
Yeah.
I'd start with 7.
Of course you would. I mean, either way, I think that he just needs to be more expensive. I think it feels sort of similar to the Aqua thing, where they truly did need to become more expensive. They should have become a little bit more expensive than they actually did.
Yeah.
And so I think Cassian can be fixed in much the same way. I don't think that they need to like change his text per se.
Well, we'll see. I'm a little bit nervous that if anytime they print like a squad leader card that is like a named character that you normally could take as a unit, if it's good, you just never see that unit ever again.
Well, if only the Kraken personnel was good, because we weren't seeing him anyway, and it would have been a way to get that many into CIS. But
the only other one that's good is Ahsoka, right? And how often do we see Commander Ahsoka?
Yeah, sometimes, but like the Cassian thing is a way bigger
it's
mismatch than the Ahsoka issue.
There's a
is,
ravine. There's a chasm
yeah,
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one we got is Mr. Han Solo. This is a good time to say that I've been doing a giveaway every week. So this time I have an extra Han Solo lying around. So shipping paid for anybody, for a random person that's in the YouTube comments. Not you, Brian. I think you already have one anyway. But Han Solo showing up in many Rebel lists, including Braintree, including Echo Base, actually. He can sort of go anywhere. Yeah, where would you put him, Brian?
I'd put Han in the S tier for sure.
Ooh, interesting.
Because of the layout of the land right now. So Han's fantastic against a lot of metas. Really, really good against Grievous, like a wheel by Grievous list that really wants specific order control on certain times when you can change your plans, and kind of hold stuff off a little bit and position yourself more appropriately to get ready for it. I just think he's just really good, and he's really good without doing damage. I think his cards are fantastic. Reckless Diversion is freaking bonkers. Yeah,
especially when you have an Ewok and Han is able to order that Ewok. It's sort of a busted combination.
Yep.
Mike, you may or may not be considering a list that includes Mr. Han Solo for an Adepticon list. Where would you be putting him?
My man. Let's keep that under wraps.
Listen, you're not even ranked as a Rebel player, so people wouldn't even need to be scared of you.
Well, still playing good guys, It's all we can do these days. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm willing to go S on Han.
I'm with you, Mike.
I feel like I definitely think he's like strong A tier.
Yeah.
I could go with A+.
I think he
is sort of more
leaves a
game
little
breaking.
to be desired on the I get instantly deleted if I get into combat situation.
Especially with one of them lightsabers.
Yeah, I don't know. I've one-shot Han way too many times to feel like he's super. I mean, Steady is a marked improvement from where he was at.
For sure.
But it's a lot easier to keep him safe now.
It is. It is. And I also think that with the increase to Rebel threats that we've seen as of late, that being Supercell, that being Cassian, that being Bad Batch, like all of these units that like really get up into your opponent's grill and like put the pressure on, I think that kind of takes a lot of the pressure that was on Han off. Like Han is no longer like, once you hit range 2, your opponent's not like, I gotta kill Han. They're like, no, I gotta kill these other range 2 units, right?
Exactly. So it keeps him safe.
Yeah, I think you have to have the right list to make Han work, though. Like, I don't think you can just take like a long range list and kind of hope that Han is going to get there.
That's true. Yeah. Han will be great. He's like A in a lot of tiers, but you can tailor your list to where he's strong S.
Yeah, I definitely think in the right matchups, and I think it's like one of those things where if the meta is in the right place, Change of Plans and Reckless Diversion are easily 2 of the top 5 command cards in the game. I think it
really good command hand.
On any given day. So, and Sorry About the Mess is good too. I mean, just,
so we'll put him. He'll probably end up at the top of A by the time we get done. All right, back to the operative slot for a couple more. So IG-11, one of the less chosen operatives and Rebels especially. He can take Grogu, which, again, Grogu is improved from his pre-2.6 version. But I have never seen him in a Rebel list, personally. Since 2.6, I mean. Have you, Brian?
I'm not either. But I also think that he's one of the most under-tested. Like, his right now, like, his Sharpshooter 1 with a consistent dice pool, even though it's only small, it's good. I mean, I think there's a lot of room for IG-11. We just haven't been seeing him because operative slots are so contested. I'm interested in testing some stuff out with IG-11. I think that he might have play, but right now I'd put him at a D tier because he's untested.
Mike, how do you feel?
I'd put him in C tier. I actually think he's pretty good. I think the issue here, like I would take him before I took Boba Fett. And
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think IG-11 has a couple issues. And they're kind of the same issue. First is he's like not in the top half of the operatives.
Right.
And he's also probably not in the top half of the merc operatives. So like he's not the first mercenary operative. So not only is he an operative, you also need allies of convenience, which is not hard to get, but it is a cost you have to pay to put him in your list. I think bounty programming on him is excellent. It's a really great way to do chip damage to your opponent.
Oh yeah.
I think, he basically is like, I mean, I'm going to make this comparison a little bit, but like his DLT 20 gunslinger with Pierce 1 is like having two Cassians a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that we're saying Cassian is good, but like this unit alone is like having two of him, like.
And then weirdly, if he's shooting the bounty commander, his E11, which is not great dice, but it has Pierce 2 when you have bounty programming on it.
You don't have to be shooting the commander. He just gains Pierce 1 as long as you chose that as the target of the bounty.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
misunderstood that one. Yeah, that seems really good. So he's doing a Pierce 2 shot and then a Pierce 1 shot.
No, yeah.
Two Pierce 1 shots or two Pierce 2 shots because he's got gunslinger.
Which is why I think he's super untested. I think he could be really good, but just no one's tested him out. I think there's probably some great rebel opportunity there for a double bounty and potentially a secret mission, double bounty and secret mission in one list.
Yeah,
with Cassian, super squad.
Like, he retains the Pierce on Mechanical Carnage where he shoots everything.
Yeah.
So like you can like if you hit on Mechanical Carnage, you can just be like, yeah, Pierce 10, have fun. Like that's a thing you could do.
The thing that draws him back for me is that you have to take his 3-pip. It really hurts with your command hand on building, especially because if you're taking him, you're not going to have. I mean, rebels have terrible order control already, and so you really need those 3-pips to give you good order control. And the fact that he's just completely robbing you of one that's painful.
Well, it's like they did all this work to take flawed out of the game, and IG-11 has flawed. It's just like not on the card.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and particularly because this card before anti-capture protocols at least had. We're gonna put this in parentheses an upside before, in that it could deal a pretty big attack. It could deal a lot of damage.
A big attack.
Yeah. Self-destruct 4 is not.
No, it's not a big attack. I mean, not an attack at all. But you're not going to be doing the carnage that you could have done. I used to
run him in
an X-34.
I used to run him in the X-34, and then had a whole bunch of saboteurs. So I would blow him up on the way into my opponent's army, so he would have enough wounds at the very end of a round and explode in front of their whole army.
Such a Brian thing to do. Terrible.
I guess you could still sort of maybe do that with explosions, but it's a lot harder.
It's way harder.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put him ahead of Boba in C tier. Next, we have yet another operative, Jinner. So I want to just put Jin at the top of B tier right now because she's like pretty good. She's
great.
Not game breaking.
She's great. Yeah.
She doesn't hurt anybody really, but she does exist.
And she causes problems.
Like she's annoying.
She disrupts things. She takes dice away from your opponent by engaging stuff that they don't want engaged. She's super slippery.
Very cheap.
Yeah, she's cheap. I think I'd put her at an 8, but yeah.
What do you think, Mike? Should A or B? Or
I'm in B tier. I think for my taste, she's a little bit too expensive. I know that she's cheap, but I just like I cannot get away from this like thing in my head that says Padme is 52. You're paying 23 points more than Padme. This is not okay. I understand independent move is like
that gives
there's like
you a dodge.
thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that like somebody who doesn't have any sort of significant damage potential is just going to be like, and who isn't like breaking the game from an objective standpoint is probably like high B to me.
I just like independent move.
That's fair.
Is like roughly free action jump, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Sun sort of Fac is 55 points.
That's actually a very good point.
And they're not that like as far as like their
Sun Fac
profile
dies
goes.
Faster.
Does he?
Because he doesn't have nimble and agile, so like that does make Sun Fac.
He dies.
He has it on his.
I guess when you catch
on his 1 pip.
When you catch him, I guess he dies.
Yeah.
I found that. I mean, both of these units take kind of like 2 swings take down. I think generally.
Yeah, usually. So speaking of a commander that doesn't do a lot of damage, but certainly has more of an objective effect, we have Lando Calrissian. I feel like somehow, even though 3 of us have been very high on Lando this whole time, that he's sort of like I feel like he's underplayed, personally.
He's a high skill expression unit, right? And so I think that people who are new to the game or less experienced with Lando in particular will not get the most out of him, but someone who knows what they're doing will get a crap load out of him.
When you're playing Lando, how or in what round does he actually start shooting people?
If I can get away with it, never.
I was gonna say, if you're shooting Lando's gun, you're probably doing it wrong.
that is the point I was trying to get across. Like, in case there are some newer players on here, is that one of the biggest values on Lando is his incognito that he gets from divulging his 1 pip. And for a guy that has guidance, Yoda, if Yoda could have incognito, then guidance would be a much more useful keyword on Yoda. Because
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, most games I want my opponent to shoot Yoda. If you shoot Yoda, that means I get more tokens. Like, please go ahead.
Okay, that's fair, especially if you're playing Yoda's 3 pip. But
yeah,
guidance, and the other thing with Yoda is that Yoda often wants to be like moving, and charging or like actively taking a token sometimes. And guidance means that you're not doing any of that. Whereas Lando, usually like guidance is going to be the best thing for him to do in any given, like a move guidance is going to be the typical Lando turn. And that can be really strong. His command hand is like pretty good. 1 step ahead is a usually amazing keyword. So like all of it together, I think is really good.
I mean, it's definitely better than, what was it, attack run? Yeah.
I would say I'd put Lando in B tier. But when you combine Han and Lando, I think you're looking at an A for sure.
I think that's fair. I think I like him more than Jin for what he contributes.
I think he's like a tad too, I don't want to say too expensive, because I think Lando is fine. Like he's a good unit, but I do think that for your average player, this is not a unit that should cost 105 points.
He nearly lacks any combat stuff at all, and so
I don't steady with 4 dice is not bad, and
it's not terrible.
Like, is it 4 dice?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's red.
Oh, okay, I thought it was
black.
3. Okay, yeah, that's
it's
not
3
terrible.
blacks and a red.
Yeah.
With does he have like lethal on it or something?
Nope, just long shot.
No. Okay.
Long shot, but he surges.
That's not terrible.
He surges to hit or crit. I can't remember.
He surged to crit. I think the lack of Pierce on like a character gun is not great.
And also, how's he going to get the aim for a long shot?
Who cares?
He's got to take it himself.
You're everything you're going to shoot at's at range 2 anyway.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, but then you're not going to be incognito anymore.
But okay, so you're round 4 and you need to get to
Yeah,
somebody. You aim and you move and you steady shot and you
Yeah.
all of a sudden boom.
Oh
range
yeah, that's
3.
right.
You
That's
also
right,
could
'cause
just
the
like
aim is
move,
steady.
shoot.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll put him top of B for right now. Leia Organa has taken a bit of a hit, in my opinion, in Legion 2.6, considering the fact that a gentleman or lady that we're going to talk about later comes in at a higher courage value than Ms. Leia Organa, which I think is sort of a awful
It's
and
criminal.
stupid.
It's certainly a flavor foul.
Yeah,
I'm so surprised that AMG has not fixed that. That she should absolutely be courage 3. It's so stupid that
I mean,
got
Leia
these,
should be courage 4.
yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I'm down
got
with
this
that.
lady who's like
Absolutely.
spitting in the face of Vader, and we've got these
yeah.
mercenaries that are running around.
She
with courage
sassed Darth
3.
Vader.
Like, shut up.
She spit at
give me a freaking
Tarkin,
break.
didn't she?
Yeah, she sassed Tarkin, who also earlier in that movie sassed Darth Vader. And so, again, talking about the transitive property, she should be courage 4, if not like null. And so it's travesty that she's courage 2. And on top of that, like, No Time is still a pretty good command. But,
It's okay.
and then her 1 pip, there's basically never room for it, in my opinion. Like, Leia goes into Ewok lists, yes. But those lists never take her 1 pip unless you're doing a weird doubles situation where you're cheating with Chewie, which is hilarious. But
It's awesome.
otherwise, like, they never take it.
I mean,
and her 3 pip is like, we shouldn't even spend time talking about it. So, like,
I think,
what do you get out of Leia? You get Inspire, right?
Yeah,
you get. Well, I think the thing that you get
And
is
dodges.
You get the. Well, it was true before the Rebel commanders and operatives, but you did get the cheapest commander available to Rebels. I think she's kind of in this world where the Rebel operatives and commanders kind of do what she does just for cheaper. Like the main benefit of taking Leia was she's cheap.
She's a cheap exemplar, and
now
they
that's
can get
like
a cheaper
not
exemplar.
Yeah.
with Courage 3.
Like, there's nothing particularly great about her kit. I think if bombards ever become relevant again, which I think they just like 2.6 took bombards and were like,
because it took strike teams away.
Well, it took strike teams away, but it also just like it's a lot harder to actually set them up.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'd like to see for the bombards, I'd love to see them become 4 pips and replace standing orders and give you give like 2 units.
Like two units. Yeah, I think that would be good.
It's a 4 pip, and you get the bombard. Like and it just replaces standing orders. I think that'd be fantastic.
That would be really good. So anyway, like, is Leia in Riot Control Squad? Because I am so mad about the Courage 2.
Yeah.
That maybe we want to send a message by putting her at the very bottom of Riot Control Squad.
It's like it makes me so angry. Like,
there's just no reason to take her.
It's like
It sucks.
Courage 2 is so stupid on Leia. It makes me so mad. Like, I could talk about this and just rant about it for forever.
I think we all feel the same way. I am more interested in hearing your rant about Commander Luke. Now, Tristan did beat you with a list that contained this gentleman in it. I think that was only like 3 weeks after you had badmouthed him on this very podcast. Not Tristan, that you badmouthed Commander Luke. And so are you willing to admit that you were wrong?
No.
Or are you going to be a Brian Baer about it and still insist that you're right in the face of evidence?
Oh, no. He played it great. But I would rather take another unit instead of him.
No. The nice thing about Legion is that you can win even with bad units.
Even if you have one bad unit.
Yep.
The rest of Tristan's list we liked a lot. So
I mean, I think the Commander Luke was great with the additional Courage 3 bubble. It's still great in his list.
Sure.
But I would rather do other stuff with it with those points. But he did great with it, and so clearly there's no arguing that. But I personally, I still think I would rather put other stuff than Baby Luke.
I do like that he has a functional gun when you need it.
Yes.
Makes Son of Skywalker a lot more
exactly
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like hot garbage. I feel like he's like C tier.
No. I think he's a solid B.
Okay, what do you think, Mike?
I mean, I was in the C tier. He's definitely not Lando. I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm much more like D tier riot control for this guy. I think he's real bad. I think he's like 20 points too expensive.
I'd put him in C for sure.
I'm doubtful of Commander Luke, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put him right in the middle of our two mercenaries in C tier. And that's where he's going to be. Operative Luke, you're a bigger fan of. That's a given.
I mean, I like him better.
Yeah.
He does not feel great.
Interesting. So
this is a great opportunity to ask Brian Baer a question.
Mike, I know what you're going to ask, and go right ahead, please.
Brian Baer, what point cost should Force Push cost to make Operative Luke feel good again?
Reset the clock.
I'd cut it in half.
20.
I'd say 20 for Force Push.
Yep.
And then how much does overclock go up by at the same time?
I don't think you need to mess with it. If we're dropping Force Push 20, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Yeah, I would say that this is one of the most Force Push is super required units in the game. Maybe not quite as much as Dooku.
Well, he has disengaged, so I think you can get away with that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But I guess like the question is that if you're just running around with disengaged stuff, are you getting the value out of your 170 whatever points?
You mean your 210 points?
Yeah.
I was talking about like without Force Push, but yeah. I don't think you are. Right? I mean, like, I think that you sort of need to tack on the Force Push to it, and that, like, the relative value of the 210 unit, is he still 170, by the way? Am I misnaming the...
He's
170.
He's 165. Okay, so is the 205 unit, I think that actually is a little bit more points efficient, weirdly, than, like, the base cost Jedi Luke is, because you're actually able to achieve, like, objective play on top of your fairly dicey attack roll that can certainly just like fall and die with a sputter in the situation at exactly the wrong time. So yeah, and also I think that like Jedi Luke, he does like all of the Jedi tricks. Like he jumps, he has charge, he has disengage, which most of them don't have. He has got a weapon with a lot of dice. But Jedi tricks have in 2.6 anyway never been less useful than they are now. Just in general, and I'm saying that because of the fact that vehicles matter more than they ever did before, especially after Aqua Droids came out, and now you have Syslists that are half vehicles. You have plenty of Rebel lists that are spamming vehicles. I don't know. I just feel like the tricks are less valuable than they used to be.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I still love him, but I think he's a B- or maybe even C+.
I think B- makes sense because he can still change a game, but 205 is a lot.
I am a Jedi still card.
It's still
it's exactly
still great.
That still messes you up real good.
It's still great. It's just I've had a harder time making him feel like he should.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. Let's try and do these together. We have Mando Resistance and Clan Ren. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Brian?
I think they're both C's. Maybe
there are lists that can stretch them out in terms of their
maybe
health.
D for I think Clan Ren's probably either a B or a C, but I think Commander Resistance right now is a D. But there's like unless you're pairing them, so I've seen lists with Mando Resistance spam with Cassian and Jin, and the card play with that list is fantastic, and I've seen people do very, very good with that list. I think that list could actually be quite top tier. But it's the sum of all the parts that make it there. I think each one individually is quite a bit lower. There's a lot of synergy there.
What does Cassian recover on them with his 3-pip? Like
Well,
his offensive push or something?
I don't think that he recovers push. I think that you use that mostly for
Danger sense.
danger sense,
right?
But you also want to make sure that they get 2 actions. When those Mandos have only 1 action, that it sucks. It sucks
that's
real
true.
bad.
Yeah,
And so it's important if they're starting to get bogged down to suppression, that's a fantastic card to get them out of that.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, Clan Ren at C, Mando resistance at D. Mike, anything to add to that?
I mean, I think they have the same, maybe not the same, but a similar issue that Wookiees do. You know, I think as soon as they lose a body, they become real bad. You know, and it's much more random and volatile with Mandos. Like,
yeah,
you know, they could just like the first hit could just be like you lose like the efficacy of most of the squad.
Yeah.
And I think that's an issue. I don't know.
Yep.
I think their shields should probably be free, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I could actually see that as being a way to improve them without needing to change the unit card. Pikefoot soldiers, the regular Rebel Corps are very good on average, and so I actually, one of y'all tell me why Pikefoot soldiers are not riot control squad in Rebels.
Wait, why? What do you ask?
Like, I think that Pikes are bad in Rebels.
Yeah,
because the regular Corps are better than them.
I would agree. Except for like I know that there's a lot of people that really love the vets, and the vets got a big boost, I think, with the cumbersome changes. So because of that, I think that they also even vets and Mark IIs will displace the pikes to be lower. But I think both Rebel troopers and fleets right now are A tier.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Any reason to take Pikes, Mike?
No, put those guys in riot control and keep them there.
Yeah.
All right, good. Speaking of which, Brian convinced Mike and I to not put R2D2 also in riot control squad. Do your best. We dare you.
No. I put him. I think if you're running buses, then HQ R2 is fantastic right now. But when I say fantastic, I mean like I like playing it, and it feels really good when I play it. I'm not saying that that's going to be the best unit in the world. I personally like my buses to survive, and a last firsting R2 feels great there. And so when I play him, he feels like a B tier with those buses. If you're not running him with buses, yeah, put him in riot.
It's for less than half the cost of R2, you can get 4 Astromechs?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because you can't keep up with the damage.
Yeah, I do think
the burst. You need the burst heal.
It's a difference of 1 damage though.
It's a huge difference.
I think it's you say it's a difference of 1 damage. I say it's a difference of 100%.
It's 33 points of difference also, Mike.
I mean, I'm not saying R2 is good, but I do agree with Brian that the effect is completely
of healing 2 at a time is very different. Yeah, I mean that is fair.
Because you have a bus that has 5 wounds on the end of round 1, and you heal them all the way up to 1 wound by the beginning of round 2. Like there's no, you can't do that with the you can't keep up with the damage. If it has 5 wounds at the end of round 1 and you go last with a Rebel trooper unit and then go first, then he still has 3 wounds and then can kill it pretty easily.
This is very anecdotal, but I find that I often overkill buses by 1, like on the regular. R2 makes it so that doesn't happen. Now, I'm not sure that that's worth bringing him, but
I think with a bus he's great. I think without a bus, yeah, he's down there.
All right, I'll put him at the bottom of D tier just to sate you.
Just to sate me.
So next we have commandos and their strike team. So full commandos. Have you yet seen them in Legion 2.6?
I've not.
New Legion.
I've not, but I do have a list with full commandos. Not
Why haven't you played it yet, Brian?
When I say full commandos, I mean no heavies.
Yeah.
I think these
It's
are very bad.
it's a 12-act double land speeder op Luke Bad Batch list.
They're just basically your
I just
7th, 8th,
needed,
and 9th.
I just
core
needed the
units.
cheapest
Yeah.
special forces I
Fair
could
enough.
get because
Yeah.
I already had six cheap core troopers. So that's really the only reason that they were there. So yes, they're definitely at the very bottom of that.
I would like to have a very thematic top of rank control squad with Cassian K2, commandos, and the strike team all sharing the space there. What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, the snipers are just not good. I don't know. Yeah.
I do have a list that I want to try out. It's a boba list with 6 snipers, and it's probably terrible, but I want to try it.
Rule with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep making fun of world champion Isaiah Wallace for him having the opinion that rebel snipers are actually good. And I keep trying to tell him, you play clones exclusively. And so your viewpoint on this is like a total mess.
Even then,
Because-
I feel like your opponent's gotta go off for you to feel
for
that
sure.
way.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He and I just have very different opinions on that, and he's not here, so mine wins out, and that's how it works. Rebel Troopers is a much better core unit than Pike Foot
A tier.
Soldiers. They're A tier, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put him between Han and the ATRT.
Yeah.
The SX-21 is how many points?
13.
13 points. Good
what
lord.
So I think that's the wrong reaction. I think the right reaction is
That's why you're so good at this, Mike.
this is how much heavy should cost. This is how much
Here we go.
this is how much heavy weapons and upgrades like this should cost in relation to the base unit. And I think the SX-21 is nail on the head. This is great. It's like 25% of cost of the unit, not half, not a third, not almost 100%. Looking at you, Fives and Rex.
Looking at you, Magna Guards.
like this is the pricing scheme that makes sense. I actually think I've been building a lot of Rebel lists lately. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
But I actually think like the Rebel personnel and like the SX-21, the prices on them are like pretty good. I don't think the
Captain's 9
Rebel
points.
the captain's good, the special's good, the like extra trooper guy is good. I think the officer is probably a little too much, but like for the most part, like a lot of their add-ons are really in a great place.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree, Brian, but that's kind of where I'm at with these guys.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, for sure.
Cool. All right. And then we have Rebel Veterans after that. So we're talking about the regular veterans first, not the Mark II. So this is a prepared positions unit that I feel like if it's mega spammed can still work. I don't like it. Like the main reason I like it outside of the context of that is that you can bring the Mark II, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a fan of naked Rebel Vets and a Mark II with them in order to get your act count up.
Yeah.
While also keeping your dice like decent. I don't like the CMO as an upgrade, honestly.
Me neither.
Maybe because it's twice as much as the SX-21.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. If I'm running vets, I'm running them naked.
Yeah.
Personally. So yeah.
The Mark II is the heavy weapon. Is the
Yeah.
way that I would explain it.
Yep.
That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, with low profile, I think they're not bad.
They can last.
Yeah.
I think like high C tier for them.
I would
Yeah,
say
lower than that.
I'd say
they're
low C tier.
low C tier,
Low C
high
tier.
D. Yeah.
Sure. I'm down with that. Now Mark IIs, I would actually put like highish B.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, I
their
would too.
efficiency.
With the changes in the cumbersome, I think that those guys are actually B tier. Yeah. Middle of the pack. But the problem so part of it is like I just don't ever see why I would take these guys when I've got fleet troopers and rebel troopers. like I know that people really like the vets and the Mark IIs. Why would I take him when I could take 3 fleets and three rebel troopers?
I mean, the reason is because that the veterans make it easier to squeeze extra activations into your list.
I guess so. Yeah.
I think that's the main reason if you're going to do it at all. But from an actual gameplay standpoint, like they're speed 1, both of them are speed 1.
Yeah.
And so they're tough with objectives. Both of them have, both of them typically want to use prepared positions, which can be good, but is also often bad for you.
Yeah, I
terms
think you
of
solved the fact that I'd forgotten about that you can spam them because the Mark II doesn't count. You
it
just
doesn't
solved
count
my,
against your unicap. Yeah.
Yeah, you solved my I don't have to take the naked commandos in that list that I was telling you about a second ago.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations.
Push the commandos down farther.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that it helped Brian Baer build a rebel list. It makes me feel sort of icky on the inside.
Let alone one with Op, Luke, Bad Batch, and 2 land speeders.
Mike, you got anything else about Mark IIs?
I'm a little less hot on these than you guys, to be honest. When I see Mark IIs on the table, my immediate thought is deleted activation. And it's very difficult to keep them safe while also dealing damage. And sometimes you can't even keep them safe while you're not dealing damage. 4 white health with like no defensive keywords whatsoever is just like, I don't know. I've scraped up like 2 to 3 of these on turn 1 with Republic commandos like way too often to feel good about this unit. This unit to me is like, oh, that's nice. I'm gonna delete that like instantaneously. And
I totally agree. I think that if that's the case though, then there's been some serious mistakes on turn 1 deployment for those guys.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like a naked fleet dies just as fast, right? And so, but like if you don't have that reaction and that costs the same, I think, yeah, it does. So
if I'm playing these guys, I don't want them shooting for the first 2 rounds. I want them to be careful. I want them to be locking down a flank. I want them to just be double moving onto a point at the end of round 2 to where they can actually start shooting something after that.
I think that's fair. I think maybe a lot of people just don't play these the same way that you do. I think this is a unit that I think it's hard to get in the mindset of I'm going to put this 4 to 5 moves away from the POI that I want to contest with it. It's got prepared positions, 2 moves, maybe max, right?
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you got to have a game plan to make this guy work. I agree.
So we got Sabine. Darksaber is basically free now. Definitely showing up paired with Ahsoka in a lot of lists. That's usually the context in which I see Sabine at all, is Sabine and Ahsoka lists. So they can do their combined command business. But we've mentioned before, it has a very competitive slot. And so, Mike, where would you put Sabine?
I think Sabine goes high C, low B. I have the reasoning for that is I actually think she's very good, but I don't think she's like generally better than the other operatives. And I think the issue with Sabine, and this also is going to go into the Ahsoka conversation, is if you're taking one, I think you have to take the other. And I think that's like a big issue with like, I'm taking this unit and it immediately locks down both my operative slots. I think it's powerful. I think it's a thing you can do, but I think that I don't know. Then you also don't get to take the other good operatives, which I think is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't feel like she's that tied to Sabine.
That's fair.
Or sorry, I don't feel that tied to Ahsoka. I think Sabine is fantastic on her own, and I might even put her above Op Luke in B, at the bottom of B tier. I personally like playing Op Luke way better than her, but I think that she can. I think she's
way cheaper.
She's a great
and can still do a lot of damage.
She doesn't do a lot of damage, but you're not asking her to generally.
I mean, but she can with Darksaber, and then explosions. Like, it's not what it used to be, but it can still.
It's still a good card, right?
Yeah,
it's still better than your average 1 pip.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I'm like one of those like, man, if we're going anywhere close to Value Town, let's go all the way. And like that Sabine Ahsoka card is actually pretty busted.
It's very good.
It's very
Like I will never forget the first time that somebody like played it against me in 2.6, and I was like, oh, I might just
you're
be
here.
I might just be dead. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like if this goes off the way that like no dice rolled, like I could just be dead right now if this happens the way that it should. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That card is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the value I get out of Sabine personally is, or I see with her, is that like she's a 115 point unit. You kid her out and she's 125 or whatever, or 130, and you throw her on a flank, and your opponent has to spend more than 130 points to deal with her on a flank. They do,
Yeah.
and so that's, to me, that's worth it every time.
Whereas, like, for comparison's sake, a Grogu Din with the jetpack and the spear is 142. So, I mean, I kind of think of her as like being sort of a mini version of Din in terms of what she does.
Mando Light.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm on that train. I think
it's like
Din
significantly mini.
Din hits like a freight train, and Sabine's like, "Hey, what's up?"
She's not awful.
No, yeah, I think they're right ahead of Op-Luke.
Yeah,
actually makes
but the
sense.
biggest thing is like she with her whipcord and the extra supplies, her value went through the roof, and then they dropped her like 30 points. It's just like
that is true.
I just think she's a great unit right now.
Yeah. I think we need to throw some shade at Evan because he has prematurely thrown swoop bikes into sea because he thinks that picture is Ahsoka.
Oh, oops. I thought it was Ahsoka. This is swoop bikes? Am I?
Yes, those are swoop bikes.
Okay.
Ahsoka's not actually on your list, it looks like.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to fix that. Well, while I find a picture of Ahsoka, which is clearly something that I missed, where are we going to put swoop bikes? It's probably not going to be C tier.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't recognize the swoop bike.
I mean, I'm not a swoop player.
It's like the red like banner across the top is pretty I don't know. Anyways, swoop bikes.
Clearly, I'm just being problematic with the mixing up my Togruta. But where would you put swoop bikes?
I think D tier in Rebels probably. They're better than Tauntauns.
Yeah, I would put them in I'd put them in C personally, but
I can see C.
Yeah, I would put them in C. That I love their profile now. I love the double overrun with the single bike is fantastic. They're such a fun unit, but I would just prefer to take ATRTs over them.
They're the only like regular speeder that Rebels have access to.
Yeah.
And so compared to Republic where you're like choosing them over a Bark, which is not a choice that makes sense, like Rebels don't have an alternative like that in terms of being like a regular speeder unit.
They fill a hole.
Yeah.
I would if Rebels could take 3 of them, I'd put them in B, maybe A tier.
Well, I agree with you. Yeah.
Because order control is the thing, maybe the biggest thing about that. And so I guess like you could have a list where if you had 2 swoops and a laser RT, that you would have 3 support tokens in the bag and then one that is less timing dependent than the other 2 are, then like you could be squeezing the value out of it a little bit more. But I would rather just have 3 swoops, honestly.
Yep.
Okay, Ahsoka. Now this is the actual Ahsoka. I was thinking the top of C because she's probably more dependent on Sabine than vice versa.
Yeah,
in terms of functionality.
True. Yeah,
I would agree.
But together they are very good. She's certainly at her cost. She's certainly way better than she was before she dropped by 30 points. So you guys feel okay about Ahsoka at the top of C tier?
Sure. I might actually put her behind IG. I think IG has. Yeah.
I could see that.
She's definitely better than Luke. But I think unfortunately, she suffers from being in the operative slot. I would love if she was a commander. If she was a commander, I would take her all day long.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All day.
She'd be so good.
It's weird that Rebels have relatively little competition in the commander slot compared to operative, but
Well, it's because they
Yep.
changed a lot of our operatives,
yeah,
or a lot of our commanders to operatives. recently.
Ahsoka is one that I think could have gone to being a commander though. If we're like swapping stuff around and stuff, I don't know.
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Not a Jedi, not a commander. All right, so T-47 is a speeder unit, so Rebels do have access to one. Mike and I are, I think both of us are like more salty on this than a lot of Rebel players are. Not salty, but more judgmental on the T-47 than a lot of Rebel players are.
It's not as good as the other heavies.
On account of its armor 3-ness is really the big thing for me. That it can die very fast.
It can. With the Wookiee pilot, it's actually surprisingly sturdy.
The Wookiee pilot is sharpshooter. You're talking about the...
Sorry.
about
What's
the
the
cover
one
guy?
that gives a cover one? Yeah.
The cover one, it has a picture of a Wookiee on it.
I'm mixing up my pilot slots, but
Both of them are Wookiees.
Both of them are. There you go.
Actually, none of them are Wookiees because
What?
upgrades don't have pictures.
Oh, that's yes.
Get
sorry.
out of here. Get out of
The
here,
old
Michael.
pictures.
Um,
Both of the old pictures were
yeah,
Wookiees.
we know.
Yeah. So we have a local guy, Ty, Captain Nita,
Yeah.
who got 5th at Worlds last year.
Yep.
He runs double T-47 all the time, right? And I remember the first time playing him in the basement, it's like, my sleeper cell are gonna just
You're a
destroy
gunner.
this thing. And so my sleeper
Yeah.
cell like run out there and they like take 2 move. I got 2 aims and I rolled 11 dice and had like 1 crit. And he's like, okay, cool. So we're gonna roll for heavy cover, and he blocks like 3. And then he's like, an armor 3, and he's like, and I'll roll, and then I block another 2, and I'm just like, what the hell? I did 3 damage. What the crap? Like I thought I was gonna smoke this thing. Like so they with the heavy cover, I think that they're a little bit more sturdy. I still don't think they're great. I'd put them in C tier, maybe D.
I think D. This is heavily influenced by my ability to overrun them with General Grievous and do obscene amounts of damage.
I think
Uh,
it's so ridiculous.
with Impact 2 and Surge to Crit and Ram, you're just like, I'm just going to do, and Pierce 1, I'll just do 5 damage to your T-47 right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What you got, Mike? I was thinking top of D.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this might be the one unit in the unit in the game that is the most easy to like feel like something it's not when it comes to like how powerful and strong it is. Like a good T-47 pilot can make this D tier unit feel like an A or an S tier.
If you know what you're
unit, I
doing, you
think.
can do a lot.
Absolutely.
But I do think I think this one is purely a cost issue. Like if this was appropriately costed, I think it would easily be B or A. I think that cost is probably in the 100 point region. Maybe that's
so,
maybe
yeah.
that's a little too cheap. I don't know. I'm on the push it a little bit more, but
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, Tauntauns. Are they or are they not Rag Control Squad, Brian Baer? At the moment.
They are. They are. I mean, I can. I have a list that I want to play because I still haven't played with them in 2.6. I do think
There's probably a reason for that.
well, there's a reason for I mean, I haven't had. Yeah. Anyways, they're still an 8 life unit that can stand on a point in melee. So I think there might be room for them. Personally, though, right now this is where I'd rate them right now.
I just want to do some quick math here, real quick, just to give everybody some perspective on where these guys are coming in at. So I think we can all agree that if you're taking Tauntauns, you have to take tenacity, right? Like
Yes.
that's just like you can't
To
not
get the
take
value
it.
out of them ish. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? They're 91 points. Aquas are 106, dude. like it's what? What?
Man. When you put it that way.
Nerfed Aquas are 106.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
But you can only take 2 aquas, so you got to be careful with the points adjustments. If you go too low on these guys and they're all of a sudden you run 4 of them, it can get compounding pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's true. I think that there's probably going to be a Tauntaun only upgrade that comes with Han and Luke that is going to change them a lot, if I had to guess.
I don't know. I'm going to go back to what I said 1 or 2 casts ago. The amount of upgrades that you have to pay for that are geared at making units better have not worked.
Yeah.
Except for Imperial March.
With the exception
which
of
worked
Imperial
for the
March,
wrong unit.
which worked for the wrong unit because it happened to be a really strong effect.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, so
2 of the wrong units, because also Scout Troopers it worked for.
Tauntauns should just be like 80 or 85 points. I don't know which one of those 2 numbers are right, but they should definitely be.
Oh no, yeah. I would definitely start them at 80 and see how it goes. I would love to see like a Major Durlin with entourage at Tauntauns though. That'd be sweet.
Is Durlin the like Echo Base Commander guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a name I actually don't know. So
yeah, he's the guy with the walrus mustache in Echo Base.
Okay.
Major Bren Durlin.
Is he played by Ratzenberger or something like that?
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
John Ratzenberger. Okay, I have here Wookiee Freedom Fighters and Wookiee Kashyyyk Defenders. I'm sort of surprised at the amount of Riot Control Squad units in something that's like tied for the most winning faction in the game. Are you going to try to convince me that they don't belong there, Mr. Baer? Actually, the Defenders, the thing, I want to have Leia last to send a message. So I'm going to put the shooting Wookiees like right ahead of her. And the punching Wookiees, yeah, I'm going to put them right ahead of the shooting Wookiees. Boy, they're bad. Please, AMG.
I did play into a Wookiees Defenders list at Oklahoma Open. Matt Scorcho and was playing it, and I will say,
wait, are you talking about a Republic list?
What was that?
You're talking about a Republic like Wookiee Defender Battle Force list?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not talking about that, Brian.
I know,
we're
but
talking about Rebel Wookiees.
I'm saying that the shooty Wooks with the bowcasters, those guys, I mean, they're not great, but you know who really hates those guys' dice pool and with the Pierce and the sharpshooter is freaking land speeders. It's like
they do. It was
like a direct counter. I was like, what? I can't even get close to them. They're just gonna pop. And so I was annoyed by that.
It's not so bad when they hit 2 paint on their roll.
That is not, the average die pool. The average unit is not 2.
It's 3.
It's definitely got to be 4, right? It has to be. It's 1 red, 7 white. Like it's got to be 4.
3.
It's like 3.5
with them
to
enough
4.
to tell you that they don't ever roll 4.
Sure,
especially when you put precise on them.
I want to say a couple things here. I want to fight back a little bit. I have to stand my Wookiee ground. I think Freedom Fighters are better than the Liberators or whatever they are in this one. And
they're better.
I would even say that
they're better than Taunts.
I would take Wookiee Freedom Fighters before I would take Mandos, I think.
Oh no, I don't think that's terrible. Yeah.
Not Clan Ren for sure, but definitely normal Mandos. And yeah,
I don't know about Mandos. Sorry, I'm thinking Commandos. I would take it before Commandos.
Definitely before Commandos as well.
I mean, like, I'd take it before Resistance.
I think Mandos and Wookiee Freedom Fighters are like, you know, they're like similar levels of bad, you know, and I don't know. I think a naked Wookiee unit at 69, right?
Yes.
69 points for 9 health. Like it's not the worst thing you could be doing. Is it good? No, absolutely not.
I do love that they're still cheaper than the shooting Wookiees.
I do too. It's funny.
Doesn't make sense.
It's been funny.
But I also would like to say, in addition to all of that, I think if you're comparing non-Battle Force Wookiee options, they're more viable here than they are in Republic by like a significant margin.
Yeah, because of the buses. The buses can get in places where they need to go safely.
I mean, we're about to have the Wolo tank in Republic. I don't think that we're suddenly going to see a surge of Wookiee lists getting transported by that.
Well, you're never putting them in a normal Republic list because they don't have the clone trooper keyword, right? Like I don't know. Yeah, like
Exactly.
In addition to the transport options,
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when there's a lot of cool units in Republic that have charge. You don't.
That's
you-
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. All right, I put him at the bottom of D tier just for you, Mike. I'm just like
They are the only
I'm in full
special
assault
forces
mode for
unit that
Wookiees.
has charge in Rebels.
That's accurate. Sleeper Cell sort of feels like they have charge in a weird way. But yeah, that is totally fair. Okay, so here we go. The X-34. Brian, take it away. Where is the X-34? Are you going to downplay it once again?
No, it's an A tier. But it does pop. Like, you got to be careful. Like, a lot of people play it, and there's not a lot of people playing it right now because it does pop. So
True. I mean, just because since the points change, it obviously has not been ripping up the scene. I haven't seen it too many places that I'm willing to take it away from S tier, which is where it probably would have been before. Even though I still think it weirdly warps the environment in terms of taking units like the ISP or the LAT. That feels extraordinarily bad when you have two double tapping X-34s out there. But it's more expensive now. You have to actually like make choices with your list in order to make it happen.
Yeah.
With double astromech, Mike, you think high A tier for X-34?
I would even say low A, high B. I don't think that this is not the fearsome unit that it was, I think, before.
Right.
Okay.
I think the unstable change has definitely changed the cost. My problem with it is purely one of theoretical list building, where it warps things so that like you just can't play things.
Yeah, that is the biggest problem.
That like I don't think that this unit is problematic on the table in most matchups.
Yeah.
I think it just like if you happen to bring white save armor that's fragile, like kiss it goodbye, like
pretty much.
It's gonna die.
Yeah,
pretty much. All right, let's switch things up a little bit. Let's talk about Rebel Bad Batch. I'm a part of the team. I'm part of the squad too. Is the longest keyword in the game as far as I'm aware. It's several words, but is also one of the most powerful.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know.
It plays so differently than Gar Bad Batch.
Yeah, it's just very different. It's like it's an objective unit that lives a hell of a long time.
Yep.
And does quite a bit of damage if it's allowed to be at range, but it also does weirdly a little bit more damage in melee because of Omega's weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like if you think high A?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm playing it this weekend. It's bonkers. It's still
really good.
It's still so good.
Mike, how do you feel about it?
I'm S tier on Rebel Bad Batch. I actually think Rebel Bad Batch is significantly better than Republic Bad Batch.
I do agree with that now, actually. Yeah.
For several reasons. The first, and I think perhaps the most important, is that it requires zero support. In contrast to Republic Bad Batch, where it's like, oh, I didn't bring Rex, I didn't bring Yoda. Guess this unit's way worse. And I think Rebel Bad Batch doesn't feel that way. Mainly because its role in a game is like definitely different. Like it can be samey, but Rebel Bad Batch is much more objective oriented, and Republic Bad Batch is much more like, I'm just gonna kill you.
Why do you feel like you need Yoda with Republic Bad Batch?
I think a lot of people, I specifically don't feel like I need Yoda, but I think a lot of people feel like they do. But I think just to like guidance some around the board and stuff. I don't think it's particularly great. But I think
it's also a way to get order control on them along with everything else on round one, which is not easy to do in a lot of Republic lists.
But like you definitely need scouting party in Republic with Bad Batch. Like if you're going to do the thing, I think need might be a tall order, but it's always there, like without fail. So that's number one.
I don't know. I think Republic Bad Batch, you don't actually attack round one. I think you want to keep them a little bit safer because you can't go last.
I generally agree.
So you don't need
true.
party.
It depends on a lot of factors in terms of how your opponent's deploying.
I think that just being able to bluff that you're going to be able to do that is incredibly powerful.
Oh, that's true. That's true because it forces hesitation. You're right.
Like if your opponent just like disrespects that opportunity, like
then you can capitalize on.
You can just steal a game instantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's that. I also just think that Rebel Bad Batch, the scoring thing is just the range one scoring
huge.
is so good.
It's huge.
It's so good.
And every time there's a new objective that's going to come out in the game, that like there's the possibility that it actually like magnifies it even more. I think like Supply Run is a good example of where that ability now matters even a little bit more than it did before Supply Run came out. And that could keep happening as these Battle Pack 2 cards come out, to where it becomes like even more valuable.
I would say that I don't think it's we can take could off the table, right? Like
it will.
It will.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I bet that if Outflank is any clue, then the like extra rules on these new objectives may be a little bit wonkier than they were for the first set.
Sure.
And so like that's just going to make it more valuable. And I think that there's generally going to be more asset related secondaries as well.
Yeah.
So they're huge with that. So yeah, I think I'm convinced we can put them in S tier.
Third reason.
Oh, there's another
different one. This is a red save surgeon unit in a faction that like doesn't have access to like strong,
fair.
durable defensive units. This is actually bringing something completely new to the table. Whereas in Republic, it's just like, yeah, it's got a lot of health, but it's not really that much different defensively.
Yeah. 150 seems really good.
It's also cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. Now we have a whole bunch of Ewoks. We're going to try and maybe bash these a little bit. Slingers are still found in many Rebel lists. They're still very cheap.
Yep.
They got more expensive. They're very good filler, and in the Ewok Battle Force, they're extraordinarily good when they have Relentless on round 1.
Yep.
They can really cause a lot of trouble. I kind of feel like Slingers are still in like mid A tier to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They're
feel
like
the same way.
Always a one of.
Yeah, they're a very solid unit. Skirmishers much less often in regular Rebel lists. You still sometimes can see them, but like they're not even really filler in regular Rebel lists, because if you're gunning for filler, then you can be doing like you have other options that are easier to mesh with a regular Rebel army.
Yeah. I'd put them in as D.
Is Call to Arms legal in a regular Rebel army, the upgrade?
Yes.
It is, okay. So that's something, but then you're piling more cost on top of it just to give it charge.
Yep.
So like middle of C, you think?
Yeah, I think middle of C. Unless you're playing them with a super squad with Han and Lando, then all of a sudden they become S tier.
Yeah, and we are incorporating them in the Ewok Battle Force. Like I feel the same way about them as I did in Freedom Fighters in the Kashyyyk Battle Force, which is that you literally are forced to do it, and so it's like not that much of a consideration. So yeah, I think middle of C. They're and also in the Ewok Battle Force, it's the other guys that are actually doing more work than the skirmishers are usually. So they end up being a lot of health. So next we have Wicket. Wicket was one of the best deals in the. Where is he a commander? I always keep
he's a
commander. He's a commander. So that does help with a much less competitive spot for Rebels.
I gotta say though, the fact that he can be like commander in a normal Rebel list, and obviously he's a mercenary, but like like all these other characters are operatives is insane to me.
Yeah, you have a commander Wicket, but an operative Cassian Andor who has his own show named after him, and who was the
operative Ahsoka.
Exactly. It's sort of that's pretty silly. That's a very good point, Michael. But he's efficient. I'll say that his relative efficiency started to wane a little bit when Sun Fac became 55 points in terms of like cheap harassing guys at the edges. But I think he's still B tier. What do you think, Brian?
Oh yeah. No, the minute he gets into melee, he's a problem actually. Like an actual.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Where would you put Wicket?
Yeah, I think B's fine. I actually think the problem was less Sunfac and more the Rebel generics that came out. Thermal
That displaced
detonator
Wicket
generics
in a
really
big
kind
way.
of.
That's a good point.
I'm like, I would rather just have one of them. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so now we're in two weird situations because it is technically optional to use both Logray and Chewie the ATST. I have no idea where to put these two. Logray actually does achieve quite a bit compared to his cost in Ewok Army.
I think
and so in a weird way, I would want him to put him in A tier.
Yes, no, 100%. Logray is an A tier unit simply because of Courage 3.
Yeah. Some would say extremely important in a list that you don't get rid of your suppression in the normal way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's, and then Chewie ATST is
solid B.
He's not technically as important as Logray is. You can run a Chewie-less Ewok list. You should never run a Logray-less Ewok list, ever. But you can run her without Chewie. I don't think it's the best idea. And also for the cost,
it's hard. It's hard to beat it. It's also like an irreplaceable effect in those lists. From like this is the only thing you got on your list that can actually do damage beyond range 2.
Yeah.
So you want to hear a hot take? I'd like to see ATSC Chewie in regular Rebel lists.
That might be too hot.
I actually agree with you generally. I do not like the mercenary, like the battle force specific units that can only be taken there. I actually think that that's like a horrible place to design units. Just from like I don't like this in my game standpoint. Yeah. I would greatly prefer that if you're gonna make it a merc, basically, still like let me take it like a merc.
Exactly.
This is the most egregious example because every other special issue unit in the game has an alternative with that model in the regular army.
Yeah.
And so this is the only one where it's truly like, if you're a Rebel player, an exclusively Rebel player, and you buy a Chewie the ATST, like the only context, you buy an ATST rather, the only context you can use it is in that battle force, whereas literally all the other ones, you can use them wherever you want.
Yep.
As far as the minis go. So that sucks.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. I'm with you 100% here.
Yeah. So I think like mid B tier, that makes sense.
Yeah, B tier is fine.
Sleeper Cell, more expensive than they used to be, still very good.
They're still A.
They're still A tier, right?
Oof. I'm low B, high C on these guys.
It's a lot of dice, Michael.
Yeah, I just think they die, and they're really expensive now.
With the astromech, how much are they now?
They're not. They're not really expensive. They're 77 points.
Plus the Astro. I don't think that they're very good without the
You don't
Astro.
run them with the Astro anymore.
Tristan did.
Tristan did. He did great.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't care if you shoot him. If you're shooting at my 77-point unit that is still going to be able to roll 6 dice after you're done shooting at him, fine. Do it.
You can get him dodges with, what is it, Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Is that what that does? I mean, so as far as like being around one play to keep them a little bit more alive if you're worried about being sniped and you don't have order control on them, because that's always the worry, right, is that your opponent is not going to do something silly and put them into shooting range of a sleeper cell, but what happens is that you draw them early and that you have to choose between either hiding or like putting yourself out there to be shot.
You hide every time. You don't care. They're 77 points. You want them to be affecting the game at round 3 anyway. If you're affecting the game, if you're trying to affect the game with them on round 1
I like
2,
that. I like that argument.
Then
I'm on your side.
They're just going to die. Like, yeah.
So maybe Mike, you're seeing sleeper cells that are being played too aggressively. And
I mean, I pick up my opponent's sleeper cells like just by the handful. I don't know. I find that, even when they crack into me with the full dice pool, it's like not even that scary.
I am scared. I am still scared by the full dice pool with sleeper cell.
I just I'm playing a bunch of like Republic Super Squad shenanigan.
I hear you. Most people aren't doing that though.
Man, I pick up 3, maybe 4 guys. Great. I delete both your sleeper cells. Let's
I'm looking at.
I don't know.
I'm looking at Grievous or a pre-activation stap or like a lot of things in my list.
Yeah, I
and
mean, if
going
you're
like,
shooting
I
into
just
a
don't
white
see
sand unit
any
with these guys, like,
yeah, that's the thing, and you know, white save armies are the most effective right now generally. So,
whatever.
at least from a winning percentage standpoint, I should say.
But I think it's part for me. What makes them so good is that you can take 3 of these guys, throw boatloads of dice,
Yeah.
not care if they die. You got a Cassian super squad that throws boatloads of dice. You've got like a bunch of things. Like, right now, Rebels can throw so much dice.
It's a ton.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Cool. Yeah, okay. I think bottom of the day. Cool. We have arrived since I don't even want to bother talking about the Pike Capo guy, and then Mr. Generic Officer doesn't really exist anymore. Mr. Pathfinders definitely don't exist anymore. We have the customizable Rebel. There's a lot of good options. But are there any great options?
Yeah, the agent. He's A tier.
I mean, I can see A tier. How do you feel about it, Mike?
You get that 2-pip.
Yeah,
2-pip is pretty good.
Yeah, I think A tier. I don't think it's quite S, but it's very
close. It's close.
Yeah. I definitely.
I can put him right behind Han. I do think that they have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you don't have to pay very much for him either.
No, they're cheap as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think all of the commander options are like more B tier, but that agent's A tier.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
And blaster thermals and the repeater are both like very viable choices as far as weapons on them.
Just in case you wanted to have a better lightsaber.
Yep.
So dumb.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like, I think that most people have been playing blaster thermals, but that repeater is definitely like there's potential in it. It's a 6-dice
No,
attack.
it's great. It's great.
And what one of them has tactical, right?
Yeah. So the agent, he has tactical. No, not tactical. Sorry, it's
one of the doctrines gives you tactical.
Yes, it's the officer that has the spur. He's the one that has tactical.
Yeah, I think this pack was definitely the most interesting of the 4 that came out. Obviously, I don't think it was the most powerful. I think we can all agree that Techno Force shenaniganry is busted AF.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that this one was the most like interesting, cool, diverse choices.
Yes.
Like all of the there are like several different builds with the Rebel agents and officers that is completely viable, completely reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I just wanted to state for the record that it's the frontline commander doctrine that gives Indomitable Spur and Tactical 1.
Yeah.
Not the doctrine that is called Proven Tactician, which does not give you tactical.
No.
So go figure.
Well, you know.
This goes back to the whole like Jedi Guardian versus Jedi that has Guardian situation with words that we find ourselves in so often in this game.
So I was recently so I'm the only one that I'm not a fan of is the one that does the infiltrate, or that gives like a core unit infiltrate, the unseen hero or whatever that is.
You mean
unseen saboteur? It's prepared position, not infiltrate.
If it was infiltrated, be
he
bonkers.
wishes it was infiltrate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Infiltrate would be bonkers. But but I did come up with a list though with Lando, Han, and a super Ewok spear guy. What are they called? Skirmisher. With prepared positions, and you play
like Reckless Diversion on 1.
And then you just spread
take that tactical download,
and you just spread those guys out everywhere,
God.
and then you just double move all your stuff up at the end so that they can't kill them.
I'm glad you mentioned that, just in case I happen to run into that, because I would not have seen that coming, and then I would have played tactical download, and I'll be like, all right, the staff's going to take a shot at one Ewok.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because you have to wing
like 4 more times.
Because you have to wing guys out, you probably get more than one per chunk.
You're going to get more than one. But
oh my God. And that's because like I'm not running slice comms right now. And honestly, you probably wouldn't even have the movement to get there with slice comms anyway.
There's no probably about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oof. That would be That'd be really mean. Thanks for warning me about that, just in case. Because I see like unseen saboteur, and I'm just going to remember that's going to sabotage my round 1 play, and so I should probably play Grievous 3 instead.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Rebel. Boy, there's a lot of units in Rebels. This is also like a very blocky tier list that we made. It's even more like evened out than the Republic one was, which had sort of a bump in the middle, and like sort of the B and C zone. The Rebel, and it does have 3 S. We had to fake it to get even a single S into Republic. But plenty of riot control squad.
One thing I love about this though is that even those like riot control squad down here, like there's things that you can do in the Rebel faction to be able to get those guys up to a competitive level. It's just with the list building, and so I that's what I love.
Except for Kashyyyk Defender, sure, yeah.
So, yeah, I just love it that you can even though these units are not great, you can synergize them enough to where you can make them great if you wanted. But I don't always feel that way about other units. There's some stuff that you just can't. They're just too hard to make work. And I think that there's so few units in Rebels that are just too hard to make work. That's makes them so fun to play.
Yeah, but generally, like this list is mostly C and above, which means that like there are common reasons to include them in a list, and so it speaks to the Rebels have a lot of list diversity, maybe almost as much as CIS does now.
I think Rebels are more diverse than CIS, and I don't think it's real close.
You think that the power players in CIS have made it so that list building is less diverse for them now? I could actually see that.
Yeah, we're talking about everybody's taking Sunfac, everybody's taking Aguas.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, I mean,
I'm thinking one balance patch ago, but you're totally right.
Yeah, like I think that there's like some variation in the separatist lists. There's like non-wheel bike lists and wheel bike lists and like
Dooku,
sure, but
regular Grievous.
Like when you roll up on a Rebel list, like they could literally have anything.
Have a bunch of stuff in there. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Cassian Superfleet squad, I think, is the closest to any of those things we just mentioned in Separatist that is like an auto include.
I think that's fair. Which is why they're in S tier now.
I mean, it might be the most serious offender of being an auto include once we
in any army
once we are all said and done with this like period of Legion. I think it remains to be seen whether that's the case, but I feel like that might be a true statement.
It's between them and Super Tech, in my opinion, but the Super Tech isn't going to one-shot anything almost in the game, whereas Cassian Fleet sure can. So it feels very different.
And I just
at Oklahoma Open, watching that Super Tech just bully that Din in the corner to where Din was just like, I can't do anything. I'm too suppressed. And the Rebels like, where are you?
It is so obnoxious that there is no commander or operative restriction on that thing. Like
terrible.
I don't know what. Yeah.
Hey, we've already covered that very well.
I know. I just like, it's tough to talk about a game without talking about the things that are the most competitive.
Hey, this is part of the job. It's part of the job. Well, speaking of part of the job, I think that now our job is to end this podcast and like give droids a break, give C3LP a break, because we're already at 2 hours and 10 minutes. So, Brian, it was wonderful having you on again, and I super look forward to the next time. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
I love having you around, Brian. Don't worry about him.
Thanks, Mike.
It makes one of us. Mike, how do we land the plane?
Yeah, this has been the Notorious Scoundrels Season 4, Episode 46. I'm Mike.
I'm Evan.
And I'm enemy of the podcast, Brian Baer.
Thank you.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.